All right. Hello, everybody. Just want to come on there and tell y'all we're not having an auction tonight. I had all my upper teeth pulled and still don't feel like talking a whole lot. Can't talk that plain. And my mouth's still pretty sore and stuff. I'm outside my house doing my daily exercise. So thought I'd jump on here and tell y'all probably tomorrow night we'll get back to having an auction. Didn't have one last week because I got my teeth pulled. So I wanted to say hi to everybody and y'all could walk with me a little bit. Trying to get back into shape. I tell you what, getting all your top teeth pulled, they're going to do all the bottom ones here week from Monday or Tuesday. I forget which day it is. The 17th. So I thought while I was out here walking, I'd get on here and say hi to everybody. And we'll in India probably have an auction tomorrow to start back tomorrow night again if my gums and everything ain't, they're just super sore right now. Hope everybody enjoyed the eclipse today if you was where you could see it. It got cloudy on us, but we got to watch some of it. I think it was like 97% here. Hey Melissa, hey Ralph. How are you guys tonight? Hope everybody's doing all right. My teeth look better. I walked for an hour last night. I just woke up from a nap. I did the same thing yesterday. I've been real weak. Real tired for some reason. I don't know if it's that immunotherapy or where I had my teeth pulled or what it is. So I'm trying to get out of it by doing a good long walking exercise. Hey Darlene, honey. Indy was glad to get to see you the other day. Said she's sorry she couldn't stay longer. She's been taking care of me. She's a good one. Oh, thank y'all for the prayers. I appreciate that a lot. Y'all see my house there? Got the, I guess the Bradford pear trees. Somebody stole one of my little men. I did have two of them that sat out here in front of the house. Oh, I want to show y'all something that we finally found that I think we got out of the Atlanta unit. Look at that big brass. Can y'all see? Let me see if I can turn this camera around without it making a noise. Look at there at that. That thing is probably 3 foot tall. Isn't that beautiful? Got the angel sitting on top of it. That's all solid bronze or brass. That's next to her. India put it next to her rose bush. But for those of you that ain't seen it, this is the street I live on. There's the big house next door that people from California bought and they ain't moved in it yet. Been like a year or something like that. But there's our big cedar tree that we decorate every year. Put Christmas lights on it. We didn't this year. It's a big old tree. And then there's our house right there. Inside don't look as good. Well, y'all see the inside. Hey, Bubba's Corner, y'all see the inside when you watching the auction. We got a lot of work we need to get done. I got siding that's came off right up there, and our heating and cooling system's down. Got a lot of work needs to be done, but now that I'm out of all them buildings and stuff, I ain't got that overhead. Yeah, somebody came along in a car one day and stole one of my little Jackos. Most people don't know the history on these. They think they're prejudiced. If you got, I had two of them. One set over here, the one set over here. My sister that died, I'd got from her and told her I never would sell it. And somebody pulled up in the car one night. We watched them on the camera, grabbed it up, and put it in their car right here, and took off. I'd rather they took that one that somebody gave me. But the history on them little things is supposedly George Washington, when he crossed the Delaware, that's my yard here. We got a big yard. When he crossed the Delaware, he left a little African-American boy standing there holding a lamp saying he wanted to go with him. He said, no, you need to be here when we come back. And that way we'll see where the land at. And said he stood there and froze to death. Of course, that was just a story. I think that's more of a myth than a fact. The true story on them is when they had the Underground Railroad, they would have them little statues, most of the time made out of cast iron, is the real ones. They would have them in their yard, and if you was a runaway slave, it depended on how it was decorated. If it had like a red vest on, that meant you could get food there. If it had like polka dots on it, that meant you could get rest and safe passageway. And it was a lamp. They had a lamp on them, sort of like the way they let the people on the Underground Railroad. It was safe. Now that's the story that I hear on them, and that's what I believe. That's why that sits in my front yard, to let everybody know that they're safe here at my house. This is my house right here. I got that hot tub there out of a building about 4 or 5 years ago, and I ain't never got it to working. There's my building I used to have auctions in right back out yonder. And this right here is the Samaritan box. We put drinks down in this cooler, and then we put food. There's somebody's put some eggs in there. And that way anybody that's homeless or hungry can come and get them some food without having to ask any questions. I've got 2 of these boxes left in town. That one's in loving memory of my nephew that died. But this did have a door on it. I got to get the door put back on it to protect it from the weather, a plexiglass door. And we got a cooler here. India puts a bottle of water down there when it's hot, or chilly and stuff when it's cold weather. Because I can remember working at Smucker's and going in without any money to buy something to eat. And I thought, boy, it'd been nice to have one of them to come by here and not have to ask nobody no questions or anything like that. Been able to come by and grab me some Viennese sausage or something out of there to eat on that night. I can remember that. And that's part of the reason we put up them Samaritan boxes. Call them the Good Samaritan boxes. Is so people don't have to be ashamed to, a lot of places you go, you have to have your social security number and do a tap dance and crawl on your belly and be embarrassed and to get food. These right here, you just pull up. I've seen people pull up. Now this is the God's honest truth, guys, I'm telling you. I sit right there on that front porch, and then I could watch down there. I watched the family pull up with some little kids. They got them some food out of there. So about 2 weeks later, that same car and that same family, they pulled up again. I was sitting on the front porch. That's one of my favorite sitting places. And instead of getting food, they put food in it. They got ahead enough. They wanted to repay it. and they brought food, and them little kids and stuff got out, and they put food in there. Well, you talking about blessing somebody's heart. When I seen that same family get one week, and then 2 weeks later they come back and they put food back in there for somebody else. That's what it's all about. That's what life should be all about, helping one another. And I was so appreciative of that little family that did that. And then used to, there was one I had over at the Alco Apartments. It ain't there no more. They got rid of it or something, made them take it up or something. And I could watch going up the hill in the rearview mirror. There was a trailer park across the road from the box. I'd fill it up with cookies and eater snacks and buy any sausage and things like that. And I could watch in my rearview mirror them little kids, probably 8 or 9 of them, come running out of them trailers. They probably was a looking and said, "Oh, there's that man. He's putting some food in that box." Oh, they come running out and go over to that box and grab them something good to eat. Makes you feel real warm on the inside when something like that happens. Because I was raised on that same side of town and walked those same streets where those little kids played at and lived at for about 10 years. And there's many nights that I went to bed hungry, and I would have loved to have one of them Samaritan boxes somewhere. Many a nights, many a evening, many a day in the summer. Loved to have one of them Samaritan boxes that went and got just a little something to eat. So as long as I'm a living, if I can give back to help somebody, to help some little kid, to be able to go to bed without having hunger dots in their belly, I want to live as long as I can to be able to help people. And I know over the last year I've not been able to do a whole lot. Not been much able to help myself. But I'll get back on my feet. You watch and see. That's what I'm doing out here walking right now. Trying to get my strength built back up. Like I said, I walked about an hour last night. I did a TikTok live. I didn't even know much about TikTok, and I'm thinking about doing an auction over on TikTok. I don't know much about it or anything, and I'm learning, but there's a lot of people. I don't know that I'll do an auction on there. I may just do some blogs and talk to people about the God, and talk to people. Last night I talked to people about being good to one another and about being a somebody and things like that. There's a real good talk I thought I had last night on there. I hope it helps somebody. And of course they get replayed. Somebody, I think God had put it in front of the right people that needs the help. And that's all I want to be, is a help to people. I don't want no new cars. I don't want no new houses, no new clothes. I just want to be a help to somebody. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to be remembered for. I don't want to be remembered for the car I drive or hobbies I have or businesses that I ran. I want to be remembered as somebody that helped somebody and somebody that cared about somebody else. And I hope that I've lived that kind of life. I know I've not always been perfect. I know I've made my share of mistakes and my share of sins. Lordy, I do. But I've always tried to do my best. Even when I wasn't talking to God like I would talk to him, I still knew he was there and still tried to do my best. I sure did. And I don't do these things. A lot of people, when I ran for election, they said he's just doing that to get votes. And a lot of people, I'm sure they're saying right now, he's sick and being diagnosed, with what he's being diagnosed with. And that's the only reason he's praying, or that's the only reason he's talks like he talks. I've always talked like this. I've always prayed to God. It ain't got nothing to do with me being sick and being afraid to die or anything like that, afraid I'm going to go to hell or anything like that. That's just the way it is in my heart. My heart's always been a caring person for other people. I mean, a lot of these clothes that I'm wearing, a lot of you guys can look at them and say, he had that on last week. He had that on last year. You can go back in some of my videos. You'll see I'm wearing the same jeans or wearing the same shirt or something like that. Very seldom does India, me or her, either one ever buy us any new clothes or anything like that. And I ain't bragging and I ain't boasting or anything. We just don't care nothing much about nothing like that. Oh yeah, I'd love to have I don't mind dressing sharp, you know, going to weddings and things like that. I sort of like it, but I don't go out of my way to do that. Let me see, how long I've been walking now? I've been walking about 20 some minutes now, guys. I try to keep up with the time. Sort of warm out here, muggy tonight. I'm glad you guys got to join me tonight. I mean, we got watching. We got about 20 people watching. If you're watching out there, say hi to me. Say amen or something like that. Let me know who all is watching. I love y'all. I really do. That's why I told my sister, I was talking to Kathy on the phone. Y'all remember her in prayer. She's got to do a PET scan Wednesday to see if this chemo's killed off her cancer. And we're praying to God that cancer's been destroyed and that she's gonna get a real good report on her PET scan Wednesday. And I was just talking to her, telling her I need to go on YouTube and tell everybody that I'm not gonna be doing an auction tonight because y'all are faithful to watch me on Monday and Tuesday nights. I think me and Indy's gonna try to tomorrow night. Hey, Annette Blevins. Yeah, y'all say hi to me. I'll see who I was watching. I'll give y'all a shout out. I'm sort of embarrassed. It looks better than all them old teeth I had broke off, though. Yeah, there you go. There's George Clayton watching in North Carolina. Darlene Manning. There's Kay. How you doing there, Kay, honey? It has been a while. It has, hon. There's Charlie Rennick, my old buddy there. I get to see them a lot more because everybody local comes to the house to pick up. Tim Anderson came the other day, sitting there on the love seat with me. Me and him got to jaw a little bit. I always like to jaw with old Tim. He had to go somewhere or he'd stayed longer with me. Oh, I got cats and dogs, guys, running around here like crazy. Hey, Jacob. How's it going? I'm getting in my walk, talking to the peeps over here on YouTube. Doing fair. Good deal, Kay. Now, Kay, what was your last name? I'm trying to remember. Hey, Bill Hall from out there in Oklahoma. I hope your visit went well with your Texas relatives. Didn't know I was keeping up with you, did you, buddy? I keep up with everybody that's on Facebook. I try to keep up with everybody if they're not on Facebook by trying to text them. I appreciate getting a call the other day. Well, India got a call from Mississippi. I appreciate her calling and checking on me, seeing how my teeth pulling went and everything. Miss Sandra, she don't know how much I appreciate that. To care enough about me to make a phone call, take time out of her day. She don't know how much I really appreciated that. I get texts from old Bill Horvath up there in Wisconsin. There's Sammy, my buddy from over at Boxtown. The mayor of Boxtown. From Indiana. I'm still trying to remember your last name. That old chemo messed with my brain and stuff. I get a brain fog every once in a while, okay? Hollister? No, not Hollister. Shoot far. I'll think of it here in a second. Morris. Okay. See, when you go through stuff that you have to go through, Miss Diva said it best one day. She said, you don't never know the things you're going to have to go through. You never ever know what a person's going to have to go through and what you can stand, what your body can stand, what your mind can stand. And there's a lot of stuff, guys, that we have to go through that you never would think you'd be able to go through it. I didn't think I could go through them taking a lung out of me having just one lung, and them pulling all my teeth, fixing to pull all the bottom ones, and me get false teeth. I thought that was a long ways off. I still had my teeth, wasn't in that great shape, but I still had all my teeth, ones that wasn't broke off. They said I had 30 some. That was counting the ones that was broke off there at the root. So my mouth's really sore. You can see it's sort of swollen right in here a little bit. Yeah, you don't never know what you're gonna have to walk through, what you're gonna have to go through in this life. But always know that you can make it through it. I don't care what the doctors tell you. I don't care what family tells you. Don't let nobody kill your dream. Don't let nobody see you afraid or see you discouraged or make you that way. Because you got a dream, you can have a dream, and you can live that dream. And keep on keeping on. Keep on trying. Keep on going on. Don't never give up. Don't ever quit. There's always hope. Yes, Kay, God is good. God is a good one. That's for sure. I talk to him a lot. Probably not as much as I should talk to him. But I think I've got a good relationship with God. And I believe in him. My faith grows every day, I think. Oh, me. Well, y'all can see even with one lung, I'm not getting that out of breath. And I've been walking now over 30 minutes. Starting to sweat a little bit and getting hot. I don't know about where y'all living at, but it's sort of muggy out here tonight. How is it where y'all at? Sammy, how is it over there in Boxtown? Is it muggy over there tonight, old buddy? I hope your daughter and mama's doing better. I know you said your daughter was and your mama was somewhat better. You tell them I said hi and that I'm still praying. But for those of you that was tuning in thinking there'd be an auction, gonna try to do it tomorrow night. I think I'm talking plain enough to where y'all can understand me. Oh, hidden to be surprised, Bonnie. I'm talking more country now without my top teeth than I've ever talked in my life. Oh, hidden to be wanting that southern accent. Oh, 66 degrees up there. Was y'all okay? Was y'all in the path of the 100% totality on the eclipse? We were, I gotta stop just for a second. We were 99%. That's my dog Remix. He does just like right when they're playing a little basketball. Ireland's boyfriend's here with us tonight. Y'all remember his daddy in prayer. He's in the hospital. Remember him, Randy Bandy, and pray for him. Randy, if you're watching, buddy, we praying for you, lifting you up in prayers. In Jesus' name, amen. Oh, y'all got to see 95%? Kiwi was at 97%, but it got cloudy on me in India. We had glasses left over from 2017. And I know it says you're not supposed to use them after 3 years. We used them. That's the only place you could, we found them in a drawer in there. And Arlen had got one pair. Arlen went to work at the Sonic. It's like 66 here and a little breezy here tonight. Well, it was breezy here today. And I think they're giving thunderstorms and stuff for tonight, Bubba. Sure are. They're giving thunderstorms and rain. But it's doggone right muggy out here right now, the humidity. Pretty soon, guys, I'm going to try my 5K walk. I know my doctor told me, he said, just do half of that, but me walking an hour out here is half of a 5K. So I'm going to try to do my 5K walk here pretty soon when I get built back up a little bit. I think it'll help me spiritually and physically both to know that I can do that. And that's the one main thing, guys. That's what I'm trying to do more than anything, is to be more spiritually minded. I'm so proud of Bubba. He's a ordained minister now. He don't know how proud I am of him being an ordained minister. Remix, you quit. Don't let him bother that boy. He won't, just kick him. Kick at him. He won't bother you. Kick at him. He won't bother you. My dog that I had like him died. Had him for 13 years. He buried right there.
Wow.
And
that's long for a dog like that to live, I guess.
yeah, that's about their lifespan. 13 years, and I got to crying. I went all the way to Alabama and bought him. Had a little pup. He looks just like my other dog.
The dog that lasts years, ain't it?
Yeah, they're like a Sheltie. They're a miniature collie,
Yeah,
sort of like.
Collie.
Yeah. And they're smart dogs too.
Dogs, they're very intelligent.
Very intelligent. You find it in there worth anything in there worth eating?
I started to look and then the dog came in and I said, oh, dirty.
I don't know. Somebody's put some eggs in there. If you got any way to fix eggs.
They're empty.
Oh, they are. They're empty. Oh, they bring them back
to fill them up. Sometimes, one time I come over here, I got 2 things of chicken eggs.
Yeah.
Farm fresh, and then 2 things that had quail eggs in it.
Oh, quail eggs. They're pretty good, ain't they?
They're pretty dang good. I heard that if you use those in cakes and stuff, it makes them like more richer.
Well, yeah, that's them country eggs do too. They're more richer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like them because they're rich, but you fix them in cakes and stuff.
Makes it
Jacob, go in and tell India to get a can of my ravioli and a couple of things with this guy. Get one of them and maybe a can of that soup or something that's got the pop lid on it. Tell her I got a boy out here that's going to eat something tonight. You like ravioli?
Yes, sir.
I just had all my top teeth pulled, and she bought me some the other day.
Soft to eat.
Yeah, well, I went through cancer, and I had one of my lungs took out. That's why I'm out here. I'm beating it, yeah. Yeah, I had one of my lungs took out, and they got it, but that chemo caused my teeth to break off, like these bottom ones had done. So they're going to pull them here in another week or so. They pulled all these with surgery the other day, and my mouth, you can tell it's swollen. Then I'm gonna get me some pretty false teeth, and first thing, first thing I'm gonna eat me some good old crisp bacon. I can't eat that right now. You wait right here though, and
you don't know how good something is until you go without it for a little while. And then
oh yeah, that's like eating bacon or.
It's like getting a hold of a cheeseburger, a good mama burger or something.
Yeah, and I can't eat that right now.
I forgot how it tasted. So good. What?
Curtis, that's my wife. She's hollering at you, saying hi.
Who is that?
That's my wife, India. Uh-oh.
What's her name?
India. She knows you. She probably gave you something before or something, or you seen her out here in the yard. There's some ravioli and some soup for you, brother.
Oh, I've been there. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'd get you something. You can pop that lid open, and what I used to do it when I worked
like
construction.
A bottle of water or something, would you?
Yeah, get him a bottle. Jacob, you mind getting him a bottle of water too? We still take care of him, Curtis. I'm gonna keep my walk, keep my.
Jacob, I seen him up at that little building.
Yeah, that's my daughter's boyfriend.
Him and my buddy from Green Valley, Matt, and Jason Taylor.
Oh no, yeah, Jason. He helps us.
He's cleaning out that little building. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I helped him that day. And I think she gave me a little TV.
Oh yeah, good. Well, I'm glad she did.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that's where we live at. That's my wife.
This is Walnut, ain't it?
Yeah, this is Walnut Street right here, brother. Yeah, he'll get you a bottle of water. I'm gonna keep walking.
All right.
Hey, you remember, keep your head up, okay, buddy?
Sure.
Keep your head up, all right?
You have a good one.
And when you say your prayers tonight, Curtis, be sure to say one for me that I'll keep getting better.
I got you.
Okay, I appreciate it, buddy.
What's your name, sir?
Jerry, my name's Jerry Whitney.
Jerry Whitney.
Yeah.
I go to church down here over on East Oak, over at Open Door, Roy Shockley.
Roy Shockley, that's my old boss. He used to be my boss down Dollar General.
They've been my pastor my whole life.
Tell him I said hi. Tell him Jerry Whitney said hi. He'll know who you're talking about.
Well, you said hi.
All right, see you.
Church all morning.
Good deal. Tell him to say a prayer for me.
All right, you have a good one, Jerry.
All right, thank you, Curtis. Hey, guys, I'm back. Yeah, when the street lights come on, Sammy, we have to get in. That's a young boy right there. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That right there is just like me winning the lottery. You know it? Getting to talk to these young people and encourage them, help them out a little bit. That's what I live for. I mean, I live for that right there. That was better than an hour's worth of exercise on my heart. It sure was. I'm telling you. So y'all sort of got to witness a little bit of what goes on in my life. And I like that. I live for those moments. I've been walking a lot of times up and down this road here where I'm walking back and forth. I don't get too far away from the house. So I walk down and up, down on this sidewalk. And there's a lot of times these homeless people that walks down through here. I remember one night I was sitting on the front porch when I first had my lung took out. I got to be outside for a little while. And I remember one of them come by and saying, Mr. Whitney, said, we heard you've been sick. And we just want you to know that we've been thinking about you. I didn't know his name, didn't know him from Adam. I'd probably seen him maybe before walking up and down the road, but he knew me. He said, and that meant for me if the President of the United States or the governor had come and by my house. I've had the mayor come by and check on me. My good old buddy David Birch now. But that meant just as much to me, that homeless person walking by and saying, Mr. Whitney, we heard you've been sick. That means a lot to me, guys. I'm telling you. It ain't no show. It ain't no playing reindeer games. It ain't no put on. That stuff comes from my heart. You remember when I put them up, Kay? That's been a while now, ain't it? That old Cornbread over there helping me. Cornbread helped me, and I can't think of that other boy's name. I seen him at Walmart here about sometimes around Christmas. I can't think of his name. He helped me some. Lord, what was his name? I can't remember his name. But anyway, I seen him and his girlfriend, said hi to him. It was good. Joe. Joe was his first name. Yeah. Cornbread sort of got off on the wrong track and left us, and we told him not to, and tried to get him not to. And he got off on the wrong track, and I hope he's doing good. I hope he's doing well. I do. I loved that boy more than he'll ever know. It broke my heart when he left. Sure did. Whew. Y'all gonna watch the big championship game tonight between Purdue and Connecticut? Who y'all wanting to win? I don't care much about watching it. Kentucky ain't in it. But we lost our coach to Arkansas, Ralph Smith and Beth. John Calipari's coming out there to Arkansas to coach, from what I'm hearing. So I don't know what coach we're going to get. He's been here long enough. It's about time for a change anyway. I believe it'd be good for him, good for Kentucky too. Charles is doing okay. He's still living at the same place down there at them apartments. him and Becky. I think Becky's still working at Sumitomo. Charles helps Tish and them out when he can. He's doing all right. I get to talk to him every once in a while. India basically handles all the work. I'm on disability now. I can't do much lifting. I can't do half the stuff, not even a quarter of the stuff that I used to be able to do. I want to get back to where I'm able to do that stuff. But I ain't never gonna get my lung back. Guys, I gotta stop a minute. I think I've walked enough. I've almost walked another hour tonight. I think I'll sit down up here on the front porch and talk to y'all a little bit up there. Sit down a minute. My legs are getting weak. I'll talk to y'all a little bit more. I'm gonna turn the porch light on. We had our, let me reach in here and turn the porch lights on. Oh, now you can see me. Oh, let me pull my chair back here. I had it up there close where I could see the eclipse today. Oh, I gotta sit down. Whew. Oh, me. I got bad sinus drainage. It goes down my throat, and then I have to cough it up. I got really sick before I had my teeth pulled. Well, y'all remember that night. Hey, Tiffany. Y'all remember that night online? I had to quit. I got to running a fever, about 102. I got real bad sinus drainage now from being sick. But they said it was okay, that they could still go ahead and do the operation on my teeth. See, I ain't got no teeth up there in top now. So after they pull these bottom ones here in a week from, I think, this coming Monday or Tuesday, they're gonna pull all these bottom ones, put me to sleep, pull them. They didn't do it all at once because of me having one long. So they're gonna pull them, and then about 4 to 6 weeks, I go to my regular dentist, and he's gonna order me some false teeth. I don't know how they are gonna be. I'm claustrophobic. I'm afraid they'll make me feel claustrophobic when I put them in my mouth, feel like I'm choking or got a mouthful of rocks. But I'm gonna sure try to get used to them, because I miss eating a lot of the good foods that I can't eat no more. Right now, I'm on a very soft, restricted diet, and I'm afraid I'm gonna lose some weight, and I don't need to lose no weight. I'm down to 176, which my height and everything, I shouldn't weigh but about 165, but I want to stay around 175, because I went through all that chemo, went through having my lung done, and I only lost 10 pounds, down from 185, 186, down to 176, 175. I try to stay in that area right there, and I was real proud of myself going through all that and not losing a lot of weight and stuff, because I think that your body needs that extra fat and stuff to help fight off these diseases that you get. And I think it helps with the fight of the cancer. And this right up here helped fight a lot. You wouldn't believe, that's what I was trying to talk to, and I got off the subject a while ago about being more spiritually minded. And that's thinking about things in heaven and not on earth. Thinking about things like I done talking to that boy a few minutes ago. That was spiritual to me. It fed my spirit, and as long as I can keep feeding my spirit, my spiritual, because we got a spirit inside of us. That's what's doing the talking right now. It's not this old body made out of clay, made out of dirt. All this old body is, if you looked up the ingredients that's in dirt, you'd find that all those ingredients we have in our body, because God made us out of dirt on the earth. the thing that makes our heart beat. And I was looking at something the other day to where our heart, if we live to be 80 years old, that our heart beats, I think it's over either 3 billion or 30 billion times over our lifetime. And there ain't no battery hooked up to it. There ain't no charger hooked up to it. We don't got to plug it in like we do our cell phones. And they've never been able to emulate that. No computers, no scientists, no doctors. They've never been able to make a heart that just continually beats on its own. And you tell me how our heart does that. That's a mystery to me. And I think if you really ask the doctors and stuff, it's a mystery to them. How your heart's got its own electricity and it's beats itself. Ain't that amazing? Our bodies are simply just simply amazing what they do. And being spiritually minded, I think a lot of it that's our spirit that that is inside of us and things that we think on in our brain and stuff like that. Our brain puts out a lot of chemicals. There's a mosquito. Lord, I hope they ain't done starting up this year. But our brain puts out a lot of chemicals, and those chemicals do different things to our body, and that's our spirit that causes that. That's why it's good to have a good positive outlook on life. It's good to have a good positive outlook on different things that happens to us during our life. And I know it's not always possible. It isn't, guys. It's not always possible just to have a 3 billion heartbeats. That's what I thought it was in 80 years, Bubba. Ain't that amazing? 3 billion heartbeats without a battery. Ain't that something? God's just amazing. Whew, guys, I got really tired. I've not felt good. Y'all be praying for me. I've not felt good, and I know there's power in what we speak and stuff, and I'm not speaking doubt and stuff. I'm just telling y'all the facts. I've not felt good the last 2 or 3 days. I'm not feeling good, real good right now. That's why I went in and sat down. I mean, I walked probably 50 minutes and was feeling okay, and then all of a sudden I just got to feeling bad, and I knew it was time to sit down. Our bodies will tell us when we're overdoing it. And I'm hurting right here where my lung used to be, where they put a nerve blocker in there when they took that lung out and cut me back there and had to spread my ribs apart. They put a nerve blocker right across through here, and it's been numb for the last year, and it's starting to come unnumb. And that sort of hurt me a little bit. Got to hurting a little bit a while ago. And anytime I get to hurting anywhere, I get a little anxious and start panicking a little bit. And I've just not felt real good. And I think it's the immunotherapy that causes me to be weak sometimes and causes me to feel like this. That's why I didn't have an auction tonight, guys. I'm just going to be truthful with y'all. I didn't feel good. Uh, and I didn't want to get on there and be a Debbie Downer. And I'm not meaning to be a Debbie Downer now. I'm just telling you guys the truth. That's one thing you'll be able to say about old Jerry. That I always got on here and I didn't try to hide nothing from you guys. And I always, well, when I do the spinning the wheel and I cut up with you and I tell you little white lies and tell you to take Uncle Jed's offer instead of the wheel, we're gonna have to get back to doing more of that wheel. They got it tuck apart right now, giving away some more Uncle Jed bucks. Uh, I like cutting up then and sharing with y'all and being a little sneaker, uh, doing that. Now I don't mind doing that. Remix, don't you go over there. I'll have him to kick you. Good boy. Good boy. I tell the people that's walking Remix think he owns this whole street here. I tell them not to actually kick him, but I tell them to kick at him. and he'll run back in the yard. I'm trying to train him not to go out and bite people. I don't want nobody suing me or anything, and I don't want nobody hurting my dog. It'd probably hurt my feelings if they actually kicked him. I'd probably get a little upset. But now if they just kick at him or stomp at him, he run back in the yard. He just thinks he owns this whole road. He thinks he's a little boss. Don't you, Remix? And I never did think I'd care for as much for a dog as I did for Riot. And I still miss Riot. But Remix is getting right on up there. He'll come in there and jump up in the bed with us. And, you know, he'll sleep with his paws up in the air. He'll sleep like we sleep. And he treats these cats around here like they were his kids. And see, Tiffany said I'm the same way since going through cancer. Everything that I feel or getting a cold, I get anxiety and worry about what is it. Bubba helps to calm me down, but I get the same feeling. I was talking to a little girl over at Bowling Green that I used to pastor. I've been texting her back and forth. She's been going through cancer too. Got her last chemo treatment done here the other day, and she's fixing to have a few surgeries. And she said sometimes she don't feel like she's healed because we both try to give each other encouragement and stuff. And Tiffany, I told her, I said, don't feel bad about feeling like that because, you know, it ain't always that I feel like I'm healed. I'd like to tell, like I told that boy a while ago, yeah, they got it, I'm healed. But it ain't always that I feel like that. I mean, I get to hurting a little bit somewhere, and the first thing they took a cyst off. There was a cyst right here above one of my tooths. It was round. I seen it on the X-ray, and when he took my teeth out, he said, "I'm gonna go ahead and take that cyst off too." He said, "So that won't give you no trouble." Of course, they have to send it off and have it tested and everything. And you know, Tiffany, first thing ran through my mind is that's gonna come back cancer. And I've read where most time most cysts are just pockets where your tooth got bad and where your pulp in your tooth got bad or something like that, and very seldom do they come back that they're cancerous. But still, just like what you just said, me hurting there or hurting in my neck anywhere or getting a cold or something, uh, and like right now, my stomach don't feel the greatest. It's always those bad thoughts that attack your mind up here. It sure is. And I get anxiety, and I guess we'll have to live with that the rest of our life. But as long as I have the rest of my life, and it's several years, I can handle it. Well, don't I look funny without no teeth up there? Well, we'll just wait till I get them pearly whites, guys, and I'm gonna be a grinning just so big for you. It'll blind y'all. Them things gonna be so white. I think I'm gonna tell them not to make them so white. I don't know if you can do that or not. Tell them not to make them too white. I don't want them being too white. I ain't never had real white teeth, so I think I'm gonna tell them not to make them so white. Can you do that? Can you get different shades of colors in your teeth, your false teeth? Because I don't want them just white as they can be, because they wouldn't look real natural like that. And Tiffany says she's struggling with high liver numbers right now, and it is giving me anxiety bad. Yes, we can make it through it. We have God with us. Yes, yes, Tiffany, we can. We can make it through it. Oh, Kay said I could choose what shade I can get. Good, good deal. I might get some of them gold. I might get some of them gold things put right in the center of them. Can you get that done? Maybe some gold, fillings. Make them look real. Like a filling there. How will they? I wonder how they'll know how my teeth did look before. I wonder if you can take them a picture of when your teeth was, when you're smiling, you can see all your teeth. because they're not going to be the same shape my teeth was in unless they got a picture or something to go by. I like to have sort of the same shaped teeth that I had, and my teeth was always good and straight and everything. So sort of love to have, the same type teeth that I had all my whole life. But I'm not going to complain as long as Jacob, long as I can eat some bacon.
Yeah.
I told Indy today, boy, I'd give anything to be able to bite down in a good BLT. Oh, he'll keep trying to call. So if I get knocked off, y'all know why I got knocked off. But yeah, I miss eating good old crisp bacon and good old crisp tater chips. I've been having, like I said, we went to the Mexican restaurant, me and my wife and Ireland and Ruby and my daughter Jennifer and her husband Gabe and my grandson Brantley after church yesterday. We went down to the Mexican restaurant and I ate tamales. And those tamales is wrapped in cornmeal instead of, just the flour
Yeah.
pasta thing or whatever you call them things. They're just basically cornmeal mush. It's like a mush. What's like the tamales I get in a can here.
Yeah.
And I ate them. Them was some of the best tamales that I've had in a long time. And I was able to, what I do, I take my tongue and I push it up against the roof of my mouth to smash stuff. India she cooked me this morning or around dinner time. She cooked me sausage, which I can take sausage and, get a homemade patted out sausage and push them up against the roof of my mouth and smash them and fix me some scrambled eggs. She said, I got me a steak to fix. I said, that don't hardly seem fair. You fixing me sausage and you a steak. And so when we was out here watching the eclipse of the sun, she was eating on her steak, Bubba. And she said, here, you can have a piece of it. And I said, I can't eat that. She said, well, suck on it. So I grabbed a strip of that steak, Bubba, and I put that in my mouth. And you talking about tasting so good. And I couldn't chew that thing for nothing. I was sitting there sucking on that thing, sucking all that juice out of there. And old Remix was waiting for me. He knew I couldn't chew that thing up. He said, Daddy, you can't do that. He was waiting for me to pull that out of my mouth, and I pulled that out of my mouth after I got done. He didn't get much taste of that steak, and I gave it to Remix, and he ate it like eating anything, of course, and he loved it. But I guarantee you, he didn't have a lot of steak taste left to it the time I got done sucking on it. Bubba said my grandma Dixie got to the point where she could eat apples without her teeth. I know people that can do that. I've got a brother-in-law. He can eat steak and stuff. And I've heard of people. I had a sister-in-law years ago. I can remember her eating apples, just like you said your grandma did. And she didn't have a tooth in her head, but she could eat an apple. And I'm not talking about a peeled apple. She could take and just eat an apple like that, or corn on the cob, or anything. My teeth right now, I was worried about these bottom teeth right now jabbing up in my sore spots in my mouth. I was worried about that, but they're not. I can try to shut my mouth all the way, and my bottom teeth is barely touching the top. So I guess over a period of time, your jaw gets adjusted to where people, I guess, when they have uh, don't get no teeth, that where they can gum stuff. But I'm gonna get some teeth. My brother told me that he's got them. He said I keep them in my mouth. Y'all keep y'all. Anybody that's got false teeth out there, you don't have to tell it on here if you don't want to. I see some people and they've got false teeth and they never take them out, and you don't even know that they got false teeth. You can't even tell that they got them. And I wouldn't want nobody embarrassing themselves saying you got false teeth on here unless you don't care. But I was going to ask you, when you get your false teeth and stuff, do they feel like real teeth when you're eating and stuff like that? Do they? I mean, you can't tell much of a difference, is what my brother said. He said he keeps them in there sometimes when he's asleep. He goes to sleep with them in his mouth and wears them. Keeps them in there most 24/7. Is that the way people do? I don't know. I told Indy, I said, you'll probably have to help me take care of them because I don't know nothing about doing nothing like that. And if it hadn't been for poor Indy, it helped me through all this having a lump removed and biopsies and teeth being pulled and all the chemo and having to take this medicine and that medicine. I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what people does without a good helpmate. I'm telling you. I don't know what I would have done without her and the kids and everybody helping out like they have. Jacob there and my grandson Carson and Rose and my children. Without them helping me out like they've helped me out. My daughter-in-law Autumn, when I remember it was I think after I had my lung took out. Oh, I had to take them out to clean them. Oh yeah, to rinse your mouth out probably real good and gargle your mouth so you can keep bacteria and stuff from building up behind them. Probably, Darlene, you're right. I hadn't thought about that. Oh boy, that was a good walk I went on. My back can tell it. I tell y'all guys what, if you're young out there, and which I figure I'm thinking 61's young. You know he does, Tiffany. God places the right person in your right life at the same time. And you know, in the hospital, it could be a stranger that God places in your life. I mean, somebody you don't even know that He'll place in your path to give you words of encouragement. Or it's like I almost guarantee that a lot of us we've entertained angels not knowing it. That we've actually talked to angels. I believe that. I believe that day going for that biopsy, that was an angel prayed for me in the hallway. I believe there's been many times in our life that God, maybe some of these people that's homeless, maybe that day that I was sitting here right where I'm sitting right now, and that boy hollered up here, Mr. Whitney, we heard you've been sick, and we want you to know that we've been thinking about you. I can't remember. He said we've been praying for you or just thinking about you. But that might have been an angel that night because I really didn't. I might have seen him before, but I don't think I had. That might have been God sending an angel just walking up this road and giving me words of encouragement. I believe that. I believe a lot of times when we're out of town or we're in stores or we're on our job or we're somewhere that one over there. I'll tell you this. When I got my teeth pulled the other day, I was nervous. Tiffany, Sammy, y'all, I was nervous, so nervous. And they seen that I was scared and nervous. And there were several little nurses in there because they was gonna put me to sleep. And I had one that was trying to get an IV started. And then all of a sudden there was one that put her hand on my forehead, and she got right over in my face, and she rubbed my forehead like this. She said everything's gonna be okay. She said everything's gonna be all right. And you know I don't remember seeing her in that room before. Hey, tell them hi, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
But I don't remember seeing her in that room before everything started until that one moment when she put her hand on my forehead. And everybody saying hi, Mama, or hi, India. But and she had such a sweet, angelic voice. And I don't remember seeing her after I woke up from surgery either. I'm beginning to think that was an angel in that room with me that laid their hand on my forehead and told me in just a gentle, sweet voice, everything's going to be okay. That's the way they went, like that. Everything's going to be all right. So I believe that we have entertained angels a lot of times not knowing about it. I mean, the people walking down the street or the people sitting out on the corner uh, or the people that you let in front of you in Walmart. You've got a big buggy full and they've just got a few items in their arms and you say, you go ahead in front of me. You don't never know. That could be an angel. We don't know. And just seeing what kind of person or what kind of feller we are. Darlene said hi. I told her about that you wish you could have stayed a little longer the other day. But she had to get back home to Daddy, take care of Daddy. I'm so pretty, she missed me, Darlene. She can't stay away from me very long because I'm so handsome and I'm so pretty that she gets to crying and whining, saying, oh, I got to see my baby. And she ain't saying nothing. She's sitting in there. Look at her sitting down there drinking her coffee. That meat shoulder turned out tender. No.
I mean, it's as tender as that steak earlier, but you couldn't eat that either. So
Well, I may have to have you chew it up like the little birds do. Have you chew it up. I may have to have her chew it up, Darlene, like the little birds do. You could probably put it in that chopper, that blender thing. You know it. That's been a lifesaver. She done me a. Was it a steak you done like that the other night?
meatloaf and then the other
Meatloaf and stuff.
yeah, anything.
Yeah, she may have to do that. Uh, what else? What else you fix?
Mashed potatoes and peas.
Ooh, now I can eat some mashed potatoes and peas.
I know. And white gravy.
I can't wait to see what it is, Tiffany. I like surprises. Tiffany and Bubba said they sent her package off, Mama.
A package.
Yeah, that we should get Wednesday. I hope it's some Vienna sausage. Now, I don't like the brand name. I like the cheap imitation Vienna sausage. Y'all rate them cheap imitation Vienna sausages that's made basically with cereal and stuff like that. For some reason, I like the taste of them better than I do like the Armor Vienna sausage. I got some of them the other day. I'm gonna lay the phone down a second. I got some of them the other day because they're soft, and we was on the way to Ruby's competition for Winter Guard over there at Western Kentucky Diddle Arena, and Indy got me a can of those Vienna sausage to eat on the way over there, and I was thinking, there's lightning, Mama. Did you see that? Flash lightning right back yonder. Yeah. But Indy got me some of them. And I was thinking, boy, I miss those imitation Vienna sausage. We'll be watching the mail Wednesday, but we're going to do our best to be on the air tomorrow night. Now, we've got quite a bit of jewelry. I got quite a bit of that newer jewelry. Now, I've got some sterling silver jewelry that we're going to try to sell. That'll get our totals up there a little bit. And I've got some newer jewelry. And we got some, didn't we have a bunch of costume jewelry in bags? Big bags of it? Yeah, I've got a bunch of, and some of it was really nice Bakelite stuff, wasn't it? So we got that. So tomorrow night might be a big jewelry night. Make it a little easier on Mama about shipping this week. And I may have some Beanie Babies and some tomorrow night too. And maybe have some Hot Wheels. I got a lady that I'm going to see tomorrow about buying a few little more items for tomorrow night's sale. See if I can make a little money. See if I'm still good at buying. So I think me and Indy is going to pay her a visit tomorrow and look at some of the stuff she's got and see if I can grab a few more items that I'm trying to make it as easy on. Mama got all the shipping.
I still got one part I got to send in the elephant.
Got what?
And Lambert another pack. Their big pack.
Bubba and Tiffany got another package coming, right? And who else?
Other than that, that's it. I'm done.
Just Bubba and Tiffany's got one more package.
And hidden his elephant, and I'm done.
And hidden his elephant, and you're done. But also tickled she was too, getting all that done. Did you go buy some more of that bubble wrap off of Al?
He's got me 5 more boxes.
We're gonna buy a bunch of more bubble wrap, and that way, when we do sell glassware, because I know we got some more good glassware out there in the building that we'll be able to sell on. And we're gonna be going through the buildings tomorrow a little bit, and then I'm gonna go visit that woman and try. I told her today if she had some stuff that I might be able to make a little money on, I'm gonna come visit her building and do a little picking tomorrow, hopefully, and that'll get me to feeling better. I'm already feeling better after talking to you guys. You can ask India here in the last few days. I've just not felt good, and I'm pretty sure it's that immunotherapy that does that. And that's it. I think I've got 3 more treatments of that. I got another one coming up. When is my next one? In May? My next one's in May, then 6 weeks later and 6 weeks later. I think 3 more treatments of that, then I'm done with that. I got my year in with that. And then I'll have my scan. I was telling y'all my sister's got a scan Wednesday. My scan is July the 1st, I think, when they do a MRI, not MRI, a CAT scan with contrast. And we're praying that everything shows up clean and clear, Miss Tiffany, and good. And you, Tiffany, you unground Bubba so he can buy some more stuff tomorrow night. Get him out of the. I'm trying to get away from that light so that light's not shining on y'all.
Get it up more behind you. You need to go over to that chair.
Oh, let me go over. That's
Yeah.
my back. Let me go over to this chair and I'll talk to y'all just a few more minutes. I got a great big old pressure cooker there too, guys. Are y'all interested in a big old pressure cooker? We don't never use it. Tell you the truth, I don't know if I'd know how to use a pressure cooker or not. Oh, that'll get that light out of shining on y'all's faces there. But I got a great big old pressure cooker. Let me show it to y'all. I got it sitting right there. Let me see if I can turn this camera around. See that great big? That's a big old pressure cooker. There's the bubble wrap we just bought. And let me turn the camera back around on my pretty face. But he made me shave my goatee. I said, can I leave some stubble there? He said that saved down on infection. So I've been really careful about not getting anything infected. And matter of fact, I need to do a mouth gargle here in a little bit after I get done eating to wash any food out that's got inside any of the places in my mouth. I can feel them stitches. I got stitches up in here. And you remember I had a toothache not too long ago on the bottom tooth? He went in and pulled that for me. So I won't be waking up in the middle of the night and that thing hurting like it was hurting. Boy, I woke up one night before I got my tooth pulled, about a week before I got them pulled. That thing hurt for 2 hours. It hurt the whole side of my face, the whole side of my head. That's enough talk about hurting, ain't it? But getting back to the auction, we're going to try to get back to where we're having 2 a week. And what's the name on that cooker, Jacob? I think it's Presto. Can you see on the bottom of that cooker there what the name's on it? I think the name's on the bottom or on the handle. Is it Presto?
It says Myro on it.
Myro? That's the name of it then, Myro. I don't think it's got nothing on the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's just got Myro again.
Myro, Darlene. It's got the thing in it. I could hear it rattling there, the pressure thing, whatever that is. It's a Myro. Huh?
You gotta go eat something.
Go and eat something. I think supper's done. Go and get you something to eat. Ask Cindy, but I think she got it done. It's a Myro, Darlene. Does that ring a bell to you? It looks like a real good one, I'll tell you that much. Them things ain't cheap either, are they? It's a big one too. It's over 2 gallons, I know that. I think that's a well-made one, Myro. I think it's over 2 gallons, maybe a 10-quart one. But I'll have that tomorrow night. Then we'll have some jewelry. I'm gonna try to make it easy on India this week. And then I'm pretty sure we'll have an auction next week because, but when I get my teeth pulled, I won't be able to. A pressure candle, a canner. Thank you, Kendall. A pressure canner. Well, Colonel Sanders, he cooked fried chicken in them, didn't he? Can't you cook fried chicken in them? I got a cough drop here, guys. I'm gonna put in my mouth. Tiffany, one thing you was talking about your liver numbers a while ago. That's every time they've done blood work on me, my numbers have been good. Knock on wood, cross my fingers, thank the Lord. All my numbers, except my thyroid numbers, is the only numbers that's been off. Every time they do my blood work right before I do my chemotherapy, and when I was doing my chemo, my blood work seemed to be always all right. So I'm thankful for the good Lord for that, because I'm constantly worried about that too. So I know the feeling that you're going through, hon. Don't nobody know. Yeah, that's chemotherapy. They said is what messed my, cause it's two different numbers on your thyroid. One of them's at the normal level. One of them's supposed to be a 4, and mine's up around 40. I'll put that cough drop in my mouth. I'm getting a little nauseous. That's another thing that immunotherapy causes. I'm gonna take one of my nausea pills here pretty quick. So I have to take nausea pills every once in a while when I get to feeling a little nauseous. I'll put that cough drop in my mouth. Maybe that'll sort of help a little bit. Then I'll get me some. I ate some raviolis this evening, so I'm not real hungry right now. Indy's got mashed potatoes and peas and some breaded pork shoulder. She cut up in little strips and dipped them in flour and meal and fried them. And I'll probably have to, we got a little grinder in there, and she grinds my food up for me sometimes so I can enjoy some meat. She ground up that meatloaf the other day and brought it out to me. I told her, I said, honey, that looks like dog food when you ground up that meatloaf. But it tasted good. Yeah, she patted it out for me. And you know how when you open up dog food or cat food, that's how it looked. But it tasted, boy, just like the meatloaf she cooked. Real good.
What is he saying?
Oh, mac and cheese with tuna. That's another thing I like is tuna. You know, I probably couldn't even, yeah, I'm on the live. Ruby said hi, everybody. Tell them hi, Ruby.
Hey. Camera done?
No, she patted it out into a little loaf. It wasn't a consistency of milkshake. She don't put it in a blender. It's a little, one of them little chopper things, you know, that chops up onions and things like that. A little ninja.
Ninja chopper.
Something we
Best
got.
thing I've ever had in the kitchen.
Something we got out of a storage unit, I'd say.
Yes. My favorite thing in the kitchen.
You rubbing what few hairs I got?
Of course.
Besides me.
That's right.
That's right. She got that right.
Alright, bye.
Ruby said bye. Ruby went through a lot this last year too. She had a major surgery too. Oh, Kay said, oh, my little Miss Ruby has grown up. Darlene said, hi, Ruby. Oh, she got 2 inches taller, Kay, when she had her spinal surgery. That was her crooked spine scoliosis. She grew to over 2 inches. I think it was close to 3 inches overnight when they straightened that spine up for her. She's got rods in her back and stuff now. But Ireland was taller than her before she went into the hospital. And then when Ruby got out of the hospital, she was taller than Ireland. She's went in the house, but I'll tell her all you guys are saying hi to her. She'll appreciate that. She's going to be lonely next year, guys. Miss Ireland's going to be going to Western Kentucky University, living on campus come this fall. And I've got to tell you, I've had a lot of kids that's went to Western. Most all my kids, they went to Western. All my kids have done good. I brag on my kids all the time. But a lot of them, they graduated Western Kentucky University. And we got Ireland going to be going there this fall. And I get the other kids I missed when they went to Western. I guess because it's getting down to just a few of them left here at the house, I'm dreading poor little Miss Ireland leaving and being over there Ireland's already 17, she's at work at the Sonic right now. What time she get off, Mama?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. She got her first check the other day. It was $255. And she came in there, she said, Daddy, I said, now, Ireland, I said, you save that money. And that way, when you get ready to college, you'll have you some money and stuff like Jasmine did. And she said, well, Daddy, I'm already wanting to spend it. And I said, what do you want to spend it on? She said, well, it's pretty high. I want to get me a new phone. And she didn't get a new phone. She got a new to her phone. She got her Apple Watch. My other daughter did, grown daughter, got her one for Christmas. And it wasn't compatible with the phone that she got. So she got her a new phone, spent, I think, close to $200 on it. I told her, I said, honey, you work for that money. You buy whatever you want to buy. If you think you need a new phone and yours is getting outdated and everything, that's fine with me because you're the one working for it, not Daddy. So I try to teach my kids the value of money, but I also teach them that you can't take it with you. And when you need something, and she needed a new phone, she can't even use that watch that she's got because it's not compatible with the phone she's got. And she's had that since Christmas. So that's a pretty good investment for her. And she got her a case to protect it and stuff. So she got her first check. She was so proud of it. She said, look here, Daddy. She said, I got paid. It went into the bank. $255. And I was tickled to death for her. She loved it. And I told her, I said, now, honey, you're going to have to go to work soon enough. Probably when you're in college, you're going to have to continue working. And then once you get done, you're working the rest of your life till you retire. I said, you don't have to. You can enjoy your senior year, and Daddy give you money when he's got money to give you. And I said, you don't have to. But there for a while she didn't. And then she came in and told me one day, she said, Daddy, I got an application. Her and India did. Said, we got her an application for the Sonic. She wants to go to work down there. And I said, that's all right if that's what she wants to do. And so she's working at Sonic. She loves it. And the manager down there, Mike Amick, is such a good Christian man. And you couldn't ask for somebody to be around your daughter no better than this man, her boss. I mean, he's such a good Christian man, and he keeps the Lord on his mind. And I like my kids to be around people like that, don't y'all? I like being around people like that. Now, I'll tell y'all what, I mean, if somebody's a sinner, or a drunkard, or a drug addict, I don't mind being around them people because I try to help them. Jesus, he hung around drunkards and tax collectors and harlots and everything like that, but he was trying to help people. And Jesus set a good example for us. Just because somebody don't wear the best clothes, or somebody's having a problem with drugs, or somebody's having a problem with alcohol, or somebody's having a problem with their marriage or anything like that, don't mean we got to put them down or just shun them. I can't stand it when somebody says, well, I shun them, or a church says we shun them people. Well, what in the world? I ain't never heard of such a thing, shunning somebody. And some churches will do that. You leave their church and you get out of here in the world and you're living it up and you're in a backslidden condition. Now, not all of them now. I'm not saying this about all church people. But there's church people that won't even have nothing to do. I can remember being in a backslidden condition when I was with my wife that died of cancer. We were sitting in McDonald's, and a bunch of church people came in that I used to hold the revival for. And I was looking so forward to them saying hello to me, or saying, how you doing, Jerry? Everything going all right? You know, they never spoke to me. They never said one word to me. They never said hello, Heidi, thank you, how you doing? And I was looking so forward, and when I saw them pull up, come in the door, I thought sure they was going to say hi to me. And that probably hurt me, being in a backslidden condition away from God like I was. I wasn't that far away from God and being mean or anything like that. I just wasn't praying like I ought to pray and wasn't living like I ought to live. But they never said a word to me. And I would have done anything for them. Just say, hello, Jerry, how you doing? They just walked on by like I wasn't even there. And I don't want to never be like that. I don't care what kind of sin you're living in. Uh, I don't care if you're gay, bisexual, or you're a drug addict, you're an alcoholic. I don't want to never be where I shun people. And I think that I'm better than them to be able to say hello to them or say hi to them because you don't never know what somebody's going through. You don't never know what when we see somebody and they're maybe working or something, they're in an ill mood and they're rude to us. We don't know what they've been through that day. We don't know what if they hadn't been to a doctor's office and got bad news. We don't know if they didn't get bad news for a family member and they're just feeling awful and bad. So I don't want to ever be in a position where I make somebody feel worse. I want to always, people that I run into, I want to do my best. And I know I don't always do it. I'm not perfect at that either. But I always want to be in a position to where I can make somebody feel better about themselves, about their life. If it's only just for a few moments, and then they go back to feeling bad or they go back to doing whatever they're doing. If I can just for a few moments make them feel like a somebody, if I can just for a few moments make them forget about their problems, if I can just for a few moments make them forget about uh, their addictions, just for a few brief moments, few brief seconds, only for a short season, then I think that's all right and that's okay. And you've done what you're supposed to do. I mean, they may go right back out here and keep on doing what they're doing, but there for a few moments, they no longer was a drug addict. They no longer was an alcoholic. They no longer was an adulterer. They no longer was this or that. For a few moments, they were somebody. For a few moments, they were not any of those things that we talked about. Just for a few moments, think about that. Everybody calls them homeless or calls them a drug addict or calls them alcoholic. You can change their life for a few minutes of time in that store or walking up the road or meeting them out somewhere in public. You can make them feel like somebody, and who knows, that little bitty seed that you plant for those 30 seconds or for that minute, those little bitty seeds that you plant might grow into a big old oak tree to where they're no longer a drug addict. They're no longer an alcoholic. They're no longer having marital problems. They're no longer a thief. Ain't that amazing? And all we got to do is plant the seeds, guys. Just like old Johnny Appleseed. Go along planting them apple seeds. Letting them apple trees grow. I want to see apple trees grow all across the United States of America. And that's a lot of times, I know I get off subject when we're doing auctions and take up a lot of time talking about this or talking about that. But during those time periods, I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to encourage somebody. I'm trying to make somebody laugh. Somebody might be having a real rough day, and to get to smile, even if I have to act silly and make a face or act like I'm as dumb as a box of rocks. A lot of times there'll be an item I'll put up and I'll call it something that it's not, and I know good and well what it is most time. But I'll say this is such and such, and then there'll be people come on there and say, no, that ain't that, that's that. And or I'll say so and so was president, here or there, or say something silly. That's to make somebody feel better about themselves. It sure is. That, and that's one thing I don't do a lot of. Now, I don't mind you guys. Now, I'm not saying that to say this. I don't mind you guys. We all on here to learn when I'm doing my auctions, and I love learning new things and what something's supposed to be used for and things like that. And I don't mind being corrected at all. But that's one thing that when I'm sitting talking to somebody, especially used to be an older person, and a lot of people older than me anymore, or even a younger person, I don't like correcting them. If they say something that I don't agree with, or they say something that I know is just totally wrong, I let them go on about it. to make them feel better about themselves. Because if I correct them on spelling, or if I correct them on them thinking they know what they're talking about, say a vehicle or something like that, when we was having trouble with their vehicle, somebody tell me this or that was wrong with it, I wouldn't sit there and say, no, you're wrong. That ain't what's wrong with it. I just do my head like this. And it made them feel better because they thought they was helping me. I remember ministers talking to me, and I knew what they were saying wasn't in the Bible. I mean, I knew it wasn't in there. They was quoting something that just wasn't simply in the Bible, but I didn't correct them. Well, now that would have made them feel bad. And that's something that, as we've talked about tonight already, I don't want to make nobody feel bad. You know, there's been times that I've lost my cool, and I've done it on the show before. I had a little temper flare up a little bit, and then I felt so bad about it. I couldn't even hardly sleep at night thinking about it, thinking I shouldn't have said that. And I've said stuff to my children before, and I've said stuff to India before in the heat of the moment, and then I worry about it. I think, now what good it do me to go off on them and say what I said? Sure enough. And we need to be careful what we say to our children in the heat of the moment when we get aggravated. Ruby, she spilled Coke in the floor in there today. She kicked a recliner back and had her Coke sitting down in the floor, and it kicked the Coke over. And I came through there and I seen the Coke spilled, and I said, Ruby, you spilled your drink there. And she said, oh, Daddy, I'm sorry, I didn't know it. And I said, that's all right, honey. And so I went in there and I got a towel, a dirty towel out of the dirty clothes, and I went in there and cleaned it up out of the floor for her. And let her know it was okay. Now I could have went off and said, now the floor is going to be sticky, this or that. And, you know, sometimes we say things that in little children's mind, they're little impressionable children. And we say things that we ought not say. Do things in front of them we ought not do. And I want to set a good example for my children. So one day when the good Lord does call me home, I want them to be able to look back and say, my daddy set a good example for me. And that way they'll set examples for their children. Makes me want to call all my kids up right now and just tell them how much I love them. I wish I could call my poor old mama up. I remember I used to talk to her on the phone, and she was sort of like me. She liked to talk. And she would talk and talk and talk, and finally I'd get so tired of holding the phone to my ear. That's before we had speaker phones and stuff like that. That I'd say, Mama, somebody's at the door, or Mama, I gotta go, or something like that. Oh, what I wouldn't give right now to be able to call my mama up and hear her voice one more time and sit there and be able to talk to her for about an hour. She's like me. She's changed subjects just like changing the gears on a Big Mac. She'd go from one gear to the other. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Oh, what I wouldn't give to hear Mama's voice one more time. What I wouldn't give to hear my daddy's voice one more time. But those days are gone, guys. I let them slip by me. What I wouldn't give to be able to sit here and my mom or daddy sitting here and say, I love you. I love you, Mama. I love you, Daddy, just one more time. But a lot of times we let those moments slip by us. That's why it's important to call our mamas and our daddies, and if they're still living, and to call our sons and our daughters. And if you got into it with them, don't stay mad at them. Now, they might stay mad at you. They may be of a different mindset and be stubborn, but don't you be mad at them. Don't you stop trying to call them or trying to be in contact with them. You love them. Try to love everybody, even the people that don't like you. And there's people that just don't like us for some reason. Some people can't stand us. I'm talking about you guys too. There's people probably that you know that just don't like y'all, but don't hold it against them. Don't hold it against them. We don't want to leave this world having odds against anybody, even our enemies, even those that use us, and even those that talk about us like a dog. We don't want to leave this world having an ought against them. I don't want to stand before my master and him say, you know, you had an ought against this person. There's this person, there, and there's people. It's hard sometimes when somebody does you wrong and somebody does you bad and somebody mistreats you or mistreats one of your family members. It's hard to love them. But I think that's who God wants us to love the most. The ones that are supposedly unlovable and unreachable. I think He wants us to love them the most. And there's some people that's done me wrong. There's some people that's talked about me. They don't know that I know it. But I know they have, but I still love them. And it sometimes there's a few of them that's really, really hard. I mean, really, really hard to forgive and to forget. But you got to. You got to. I mean, it's just a thing that you got to do. Are you still drinking coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to set a fire?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Indy's going to make us. Let me show y'all Indy's little fire thing here she's got. It's a little fire pit. Sits right up on the table there, and you got pellets.
I sure do. And I got some wood blocks.
You got some wood blocks in the back. And we can sit out here. That'd be a good thing to do tonight. Does anybody know what the score is on the championship game? I know that's why my brother was trying to call me a while ago. But yeah, Ireland's going to be going off to Western, and we're going to have Ruby left here at the house. Now, Ruby's just going to be going into the 9th grade next year. So she'll have the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. 4 years. We'll have Ruby still here with us at the house. And she's going to miss Ireland. Her and Ireland, they're the last two here in the nest. And she's going to miss Ireland something fierce, and so am I. Like I said, now I missed the other ones, don't get me wrong, but I still had other ones left here at the house that made it soften that blow a little bit. But then 4 years from now, when Ruby, excuse me, my brother's trying to call again. I'm about to call him back here pretty soon. But pretty soon, 4 years when Ruby goes off to college, me and Indy will be here by herself. I tried to tell her we need to have another baby. Oh, she won't go for that though. I'm too old to have another baby anyway. They're my babies. I got babies. My oldest girl's 40. She'll be 41 this year in June. And she's still my baby too. And Misty, I think she's getting on up there 38, 39. And then I've got little Jerry, he's in his 30s. Emily's in her 20s. Jasmine's 20, I think, or almost 20. I've got kids of all ages. Ireland 17, Ruby's 14 already, I think. So they've kept me young, that's for sure. But I'm going to get off here, guys. And like always, I'm going to say a prayer. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night, okay? Bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, we come before you. We're thankful for being able to congregate. And let me say this real quick, God, while I'm praying. I may go back to ministering myself and having a sermon online here pretty soon. I'm praying on it and thinking on it and studying on it. Want to tell them that, God. I'm sorry I interrupted the prayer, but I'm praying, God, that you'll give me the right answer to be able to, if you want me to go back to preaching, that I'd be able to do that. If you want me to keep on just doing what I'm doing, that I'll do that. Praying for the sick, the shut in, for those that's got anxieties, for those that's got panic attacks, for those that's having diabetes problems, for those that's having different issues with their health, their heart, anything like that. I'm praying that they get better and that you would just heal them. I'm believing it, God. I'm truly, truly believing for the people that I'm praying for tonight that you're going to get them better and they're going to be okay. Annette Blevins, God, I know she's still probably going through rehabilitation and all that. Really praying and believing for her. Miss Melissa Williams, I'm sure she's still got problems. Tiffany, praying for her numbers to go down and for her to get better too. Uh, Praying for Bubba that he'll use that ministry, and God that you'll use him in a great and a mighty way to win the lost to the Lord and to help people, be a help to people. Still praying for Miss Diva that you'll continually bless her and that you'll just keep healing her heart. It's getting better and better and better. Praying for her husband Sammy. Praying for just everybody that's watched tonight, Charlie Rennick and all the good folks that's watched and said hello. George Clayton, praying for him. God, that you bless him. And I'm named off people, God. Now I'm gonna be in trouble because I'm not gonna be able to name everybody. That's Ralph and Beth out there in Arkansas, Gettysburg up there in Pennsylvania, uh, Lord John McCormick over in Virginia, uh, Bill Hall out there in Oklahoma. I'm trying to remember all the names of people that I think might be watching tonight. Kathy Scott and Alice, uh, Christy and Ricky if they're watching. Uh, there's somebody else I know that said hello, and God, I'm forgetting them tonight, but they know who they are, and I didn't call out their name. That said hello to me tonight. I'm praying for them too. So, guys, if I didn't call your name out, it's just because I got brain fog and I can't remember everybody that said hello to me on here tonight or said something to me on here tonight or that's watching. But I know that I'm praying for you, and I'm Miss Darlene Manning, praying for her. I knew there were some people that I was forgetting that said hi to me. Sammy Stinson, his mama, and his daughter. Continually praying for them. I think I got everybody. I'm hoping I did. If I missed anybody, God, let them know that I'm praying for them and believing God that whatever needs that they got in their life, that their needs will be met. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, and everybody said amen and amen. But guys, now what I'm thinking about, let me turn the camera back around. Guys, what I'm thinking about doing is I hope I didn't leave nobody out. See, I worry about stuff like that. I do. I want everybody to feel like somebody and feel like they're special. I want you to feel like India. She's fixing to start a fire like they did on Medea, on that Medea's family reunion. She's fixing to be like Mr. Brown. She's fixing to light a fire up here. I hope it don't flame up too high. You got the fire extinguisher? I'm fixing to gather around this fire, boys and girls. But I may go back to having some sermons online here. I'm praying about it and I'm studying on it and go back to doing a little preaching online here for you guys. Picking out a night and just preaching whatever God's got on my heart. Yeah, Kay, be sure. You remember Kay Morris, Mama, that came down from Indiana and visited with us? She's going to try to tune in tomorrow night. Yeah, look here. Let me show y'all the fire India's got going here. That's the neatest little things to have. See, our ceilings are 12 foot, so they're good. We usually have it on the ground. But it feels better up here close to you where it's warm, George. But yeah, the dog may get excited and bump into it. If it does, we've got a fire. What do we do with them fire extinguishers? There's out there in that chair. Jason may have put them up. Need to always have one of them handy when we're using that. I'll go try to get one of them here in a minute. But that I can feel that heat coming over here, guys. It feels so good. But guys, would y'all like that for me to do a sermon for you one night? And have a service on here, maybe do a little singing, picking guitar, sing a few gospel songs, maybe let Indy and the girls sing a song, play the guitar, play the piano or something like that.
That's not too dark, is it?
No. If y'all think that's a good idea, y'all pray on it with me, and we may tune in, yeah. I used to pastor and I used to preach, and I've not done it in a long time. I mean, that's not to say that I've not been trying to help nobody. Yeah, y'all pray about it and help me. And if that's what God, I don't want to do it just to be doing it. Uh, but I wouldn't mind getting back into their preaching a little bit and using this means of to be able to get out, all across the United States and try to help somebody. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all have a good night, okay? God bless y'all. I gotta call my brother back. He's done tried to call me 2 times. He'll think I'm ignoring him. But God bless y'all. We love y'all. See y'all tomorrow night. Let me remember how to. Here we go.